Hello everybody, I am Jared Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and welcome back to another Professional Genealogist Reacts. On today's video, I will be watching Hodgetwins You Are Not Black DNA Results by the Hodgetwins. Now, this is a channel I am familiar with. They've been on YouTube for a long time. They've been in a lot of different spaces on YouTube. Most of the videos I've watched of them are either their food reviews or a lot of their like workout videos and stuff. I do know that they have a whole lot of political videos out there, so I won't be surprised if some people aren't exactly the happiest of me, reacting to their video, but, I'm reacting to all DNA videos. I'm trying not to consider political stuff at all when I do these, so. But as for their actual DNA, I'm guessing they're going to have some sort of African ancestry. Their title says You Are Not Black DNA Results. So I'm guessing that's kind of a theme that maybe they've heard from comments and stuff. But I definitely imagine they will get a good amount of European. It'll be interesting to see if they get anything else, especially like Native American or Asian. But I guess we'll just have to see. Not sure what DNA test they used. It's not in the title. Most YouTubers I find use 23andMe. I've mentioned this in a few other videos, so that's my guess. But that's not going to be as big of a deal. But before we do jump into the video, please be sure to give this video a like. It really does help me out. Also, be sure to subscribe and click that bell for notifications on future videos. But with all of that fun stuff said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
Hey, breaking news. Yeah. We just got our DNA results in. Yeah, we sent in a sample of some nice wet spit to this place. They took that nice wet spit.
All right, if it's wet spit, we know it's going to be Ancestry or 23andMe because the others are swabs.
And they tested it, our DNA, to figure out, to let us know, how much a percentage of each and every ancestor I have inside my body. Yeah.
I will say, it's not each and every, well, the way he puts it might be right. He says each and every ancestor inside his body. So the point that I really just want to make being that the DNA you get only represents part of your ancestry because you get 50% of your DNA from your dad and 50% from your mom, but you only get 50% of their DNA. So there's a whole 50% of your dad's DNA that you don't get, a whole 50% of your mom's DNA. And then as you go back each generation, there's all sorts of DNA that your ancestors have that you aren't getting. And that also represents, that DNA that you haven't inherited also represents your ancestry. So it's all of the ancestors inside his body in the sense of all of the ancestors that make up his DNA, the ancestors where he inherits his DNA from. I don't know if that's exactly what he meant, but I figured a good way to put that, because I know a lot of people will see these and be like, well, I know I had a great-great-grandfather who was from such and such, and they only get a really small reading of it. Well, because you just inherited a little bit, or maybe it's just so far back that you're not really getting a good amount. But it's just an important thing to remember that these tests are not showing you all of your ancestry. It's just the ancestry of the DNA that you inherited.
This is for you hating-ass black people out there. Yeah. And the only reason why we did this is because after we did this prior video, Hodgetwins You're Not Black, niggas was still talking shit. So, to prove these niggas wrong, we went and got a DNA test to show you that a majority of our DNA is African. Yeah. I got the results right here on my phone. Just got the damn email. Yeah. From the lab.
Now, I wonder if both of them did a DNA test or if just one of them did a DNA test and they were just like, well, we're twins, so it'll be the same. Which we all know, especially from my video reacting to the CBC thing, the CBC news article, or not news article, the news piece. Twins won't always come back the same necessarily, even if they're identical twins.
There we go. Pull it up, man. Break it to them, man. Break it down, man. Yeah, man. Let all these hating ass brothers know. 58% of the Hodgetwins DNA. That means majority. Yeah, that's majority. Because it's 100%. Anything over 50, anything over 50.1% is majority. Yeah. This is 58. We talking 58 in here. We talking 58. We ain't talking 50 and a half, 50 and 1/10. We talking 58%. We talking 58. That's the majority. That's what we talking. That's what we talking. 58% of our DNA is from Africa. Told you. The motherland. I told you, black motherfuckers. Didn't I tell you? It gives you a breakdown. 24% from the Ivory Coast, Ghana. 12% from Nigeria.
I think that's Ancestry.
11% from Africa Southeastern, Bantu. Then another 7% from Togo. Then 2% from the Cameroon and Congo. There's a whole lot of, a bunch of crazy brothers down there. Yeah, right? Now, the other 42%, it's 1% from Native American. That's a goddamn lie.
Interesting.
Got more damn Indian. Well, Grandpa wasn't 100% Indian. He was he had some Indian in him. Yeah, right?
So 1% would be the equivalent of maybe like a third or fourth great grandparent. I say this in a lot of videos, so for those who watch a lot of my videos, this will just be repeating, but when you look at your DNA percentage of what you should expect to inherit from your ancestors, which it's not always going to be exact, but it's just an estimate. 50% from your parents, which isn't really an estimate. It's always exactly 50%. 25% from your grandparents, 12.5% from your great-grandparents, 6.25% from your second great-grandparents, and then 3.175, something like that, from your great-great-grandparent, and it keeps going and going. So, but that's just an estimate. So if they were to do their family tree, they would most likely find that fully Native American ancestor, probably about third great-grandparents to fifth great-grandparents, I would expect. Could be a little bit further, could be a bit closer, and they just didn't inherit as much DNA because recombination is very random. If you think about it, you get 50% from your parents, but you get a random 50%. So if, let's say you have a parent that's half Native American, half African, there's a possibility that you're going to inherit almost none of that Native American. Now, it's not really going to happen that way. I think it's very rare that would happen because basically it'd be you inheriting DNA from just one of your grandparents and almost none from the other. But either way, even with a 1% reading of Native American being a trace result, when you're looking at a continental level of things, you do have a higher amount of confidence. So to confirm that 1%, we would want to either get other relatives of theirs to do DNA testing. Then if they get the Native American as well, and they're coming from that same line where they're expecting it, then that makes sense, and then that could tell them that it's much more confident. But of course, doing the genealogy and the paper trail, you could use that to really confirm it, as well as, once you do find more paper trail, you can try to do more DNA testing to confirm what you're seeing in the paper trail. So there is actually ways to figure that out, even though it's just 1%. But yeah, let's continue.
Grandpa was dark skinned, right? Yeah. It made you black people proud, but yeah, he was dark, but his hair was look like a damn Asian person's hair. Yeah, it looked like he put a perm in his shit. Yeah. He always wore it slick to the back, man. Yeah. He was like Frank Sinatra. Yeah. He had some Frank He was a black Frank Sinatra, man. It was slick back with grease. Yeah. Okay. Now the other 41% says Europe, and it gives a breakdown of what country. 35% from Great Britain. Yeah. No wonder, man, because if we go to London, man, we got a lot of love out there. I guess they see that in their blood. They see a bit of them in us. Okay, 35% Great Britain. Then it says 2% Scandinavia, 2% Iberian Peninsula. It's cold as fuck over there. Yeah, some goddamn Eskimos, ain't it? Yeah, Europe West 1%, then Ireland less than 1%. Yeah, right. So there you have it. Yeah, 58% African. 2%? And if some of y'all that say we ain't black enough, go get your DNA tested. I guarantee you, you ain't 100%. I don't care how dark you is. You ain't gonna...
He's right. Anyone who descends from the enslaved Africans who came to America, who were taken to America, they're going to very, very, very likely find some sort of European in their ancestry. Most commonly, I think, right around 20 to 25%. So theirs is actually a little higher than usual, which is interesting. And I'd wonder if they know of a recent ancestor who was fully European. So like a grandfather who was fully European, or a great-grandfather or great-grandmother or whatever. But then it could also just be from that randomness of recombination, in that, they just ended up inheriting a whole lot of the European DNA that their ancestors had. For anyone who watches Finding Your Roots on PBS, which is a great show, this is a common theme that happens over and over and over, is their African American guests do DNA testing and find out that they have a significant amount of European ancestry, and especially when they find it through either the paternal or maternal DNA testing, that can be even more significant, because if they did Y DNA testing, let's say, that's going to show the inheritance of their paternal line. So their purely paternal line, their father's 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 father, and so on. So if they take that, they'll be able to determine for sure, if they were to trace up that one line, how where they would expect that to take them. So if they got a reading that was mostly European, then they could say that, it's very likely they're going to find a European paternal ancestor up their purely paternal line. Could also be an African ancestor who goes up that purely paternal line. Could also be a Native American ancestor. But doing that Y DNA testing could give them a much more specific telling, at least on that one single line. And then same with the mitochondrial DNA, except that being the mother's line, and so on.
Be 100%, because you look at the black people around here and compare yourself to the black people in Africa, you look nothing like those brothers. Nothing. Yeah. Ain't nobody here in the United States 100% black. Ain't nowhere in here.
All right, this is definitely Ancestry. Wow, this is old. How old is... Oh, wow, I didn't realize this video was so old. This is from November 10th, 2015. So this tells you how long the Hodgetwins have been on YouTube, because they were already big at this point, I'm sure. So I'd be really interested to see if this has been updated. Well, not if it has, what the update is, because this has definitely been updated probably about a dozen times since they did this video. But this is a fairly interesting reading, and I'd be interested to see what their family tree is like. Obviously, like everyone I react to, basically, if they want to be on that YouTuber series, the YouTuber family tree series I'm doing, hit me up. I would love to do it. But anyway, let's continue watching the video.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them. Yeah, they just got here from the boat from Africa. Didn't I tell them? You told them. We both told them. You told all them black motherfuckers. See? Yeah. I'm black just like you. Just light skin. You black motherfuckers. Hey, man, we get comments on this all the time, and we get a lot of emails. Yeah. People, they would like for us to stop claiming that we're black. Yes, it's coming from, it's not coming from white people. Yeah, it's coming from a bunch of niggas, man. That shit hurt my feelings, man. Yeah, my own people, man, trying to outcast my ass. Both my parents, everybody wants us to claim we're biracial. But see, the thing is, both my parents are black.
All right, that was kind of a quick ending. I didn't even realize, and it jumped into another video. Pretty good video. Very kind of just quick read through of it. I think it'd be interesting to look at their family tree, see what is there. Right there at the end, they said that, both of their parents were black. I'm guessing that all of their grandparents were as well. So it could really be that they just ended up inheriting through recombination a lot of that European ancestry. But looking at the family tree will tell for sure. Plus, looking at the family tree will give a lot of narrative to their ancestry, so they could end up looking and seeing what's the actual story. But then again, I'm a genealogist, so that's what I always want to do when I see these DNA test results. Not really sure what else to say. I think I commented so long in the middle of the video. I think I said most of everything I probably would want to. Well, thank you so much for checking out this video. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also click right about here if you'd like to subscribe. It is completely free to do so. And if you'd like to get access to my content early, or even more, get access to exclusive content, be sure to become a patron of mine on Patreon. And not only do you get all of that fun stuff with the extra access and early access, but you're also helping support my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at GeneaVlogger. I'm the GeneaVlogger. See you in my next video.